Hello and welcome to another writerly witterings. And today I've suddenly been reminded that I haven't got round to talking about 3 L'Artisan Pastellier bottles of ink that were sent to me some months ago now. And basically just a number of pens and things got in the way and I never got a chance to sit down and review them. So let's have a look at these. We've got a delightful Bouton d'Or yellow. We've got ochre jaune, which I assume is yellow ochre. And we have brune ours. No idea what that means. All from L'Artisan Pastellier in France. What joy. Let's have a look. So here we have 3 inks. And the Bouton d'Or. As always, doing a test, I reach for my trusty TWSBI Go. This is the pen I use for all of my ink reviews because it's got a lovely stub nib, and that means that every ink review is going to be using the same device, the same flow of ink, everything else. So it's a nice way of testing. Artisan Pastellier is a French company. I believe they're based in Albi in France. And the interesting thing is that they have quite a large range of different inks. These are some of their basic ones. And I like the concept of these because they are all apparently made with very natural ingredients. And the main thing is you can mix them. So you can take any of these, mix and match them, and get a totally different ink, entirely individually designed for yourself. Now I don't know how these are actually going to go, but I've got a testing bottle and I've got a syringe and a needle, so I'm going to be just having a simple mixture, just do a little bit of the yellow and the ochre perhaps to see how they go. I like the fact that Artisan Pastellier have some other inks which they sell either in glass bottles, or if you wish to save a little money, they can also sell them to you in a rather delightful plastic packet, so you save on glass. And I've just realised this pen hasn't been emptied since the last time I used it, with some black or grey ink in it, so that's not going to work. Back to the drawing board. Right, I now have a nice clean pen ready to do a test. So what I'm going to do first is try the yellow, the Bouton d'Or. Nice clean TWSBI in. Always put the lid back on the ink bottle before it goes everywhere, because I have a wonderful ability to spread ink all over in places where it didn't ought to go. Now I tend to like yellows. I love some of the diamine yellows. They don't always work terribly well for me, but I do love them. Right. Oh, this is a lovely orange when it goes straight down. Next up we have ochre jaune, which I believe is probably yellow ochre. Be interesting to see. And for those who don't know how I do these videos, what I tend to do is use the TWSBI Go because it is incredibly quick and easy to fill it, to empty it and clean it. It really is the most straightforward pen imaginable for doing tests of ink like this. So, here we go. Oh, wow. That is really gorgeous. Very impressed with that. And after another good wash, here's the last of the trio. Brun Ors. Quite a tight fit. Brun Ors. Don't know what that would stand for. Very good darkly coloured ink. Plunger down. Release the plunger there. Do that again. That didn't work that time. Every now and again my TWSBI Go gets just a little bit fussy and decides not to suck up any ink, and the plunger stays down, and it's really quite irritating, but never mind. These things are sent to try us, and they're sent to get ink all over my fingers. Right. Well, that's a rather lovely colour too. Now the nice thing is, apparently these are perfectly usable in fountain pens, but also if you want to use a dip pen, if you want to use them with a paintbrush, anything you want to use them at all. They're really very effective. And again, I really like this colour. Trying to think what on earth I could call this. It's brown, but it's not got reddish tinges. I suppose you could say it's a slightly bluish tinge, but excellent shading, clearly. Wouldn't say the outline is particularly impressive. It's much more clear on the yellows, but very nice. Very nice colour, and goes down very smoothly. Right, now what I'm going to do is fill my sample bottle with a little bit of, I think, yellow ochre. Just the plain yellow. That will involve a syringe, and a needle, so here we have syringe and needle. Don't stab yourself, Jex. That wouldn't be amusing. Get some yellow ochre, ochre jaune. Not too much, just see how that goes. So that is 2 mils roughly. That is that in there. Now what I'm going to do is top that ink up with the ink I've got in the pen here to make life just a little bit easier for me. Now what I've actually got in here is about, I would say, 1 and a bit of yellow, 1 3/4 of yellow, and then about another 1 of the brown. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a shake. I should do it to mix it up. And now we'll we'll dunk this into the ink. That should do it. Lid on before I spill it everywhere. Take the cover on the needle before I stab myself. Clean off the end of the pen before I get more on me. And now let's see how this works. And there you have it. Isn't that rather lovely? The mixture gives good outlining, really rather nice shading, and it dries to a slightly greenish brown. But would you imagine that that could give rise to that by just adding a bit of this? So a really totally different experience. So that's really interesting to me. That I wasn't really quite expecting, but clearly with Artisan Pastellier you can mix the inks as much as you want, mix them to your heart's content, and you can design inks for your own personal taste, which I think is a really nice little aspect. And I must admit, that is an ink that I will use up, and I will use up the rest of these bottles. And just in terms of the way the yellow ochre works, I think I'm quite likely to get hold of some of that for my own use. That is a really gorgeous yellow. I like that a lot. Bouton d'Or, nice, very much more orange. I almost expect it to taste of, or to smell of citrus. I don't recommend tasting inks. However, if you're looking for something where you can exhibit a little bit of your own flair, this could be a way to do it. I do like the way the inks work. They get very highly recommended by other people I know that have used them, and I can see why now. Thanks a lot for that. Hope that was interesting. If you would like to support the channel, there goes the dog. Hello, little dog. She's not feeling very well right now. She went into the vet last week and had a major operation on her bits. But she's bounding around like a lunatic, even though the vet said she shouldn't. Anyway, never mind. If you'd like to support the channel, you can go to Patreon, you can go to PayPal, you can just hit on the subscribe button and then hit the bell if you want to be notified when new videos come out, and you can do all these good things, and anything else you want to do to promote the channel as well is always gratefully received, because I'm a simple soul and I like that sort of thing. So, thanks for watching, and I'll be speaking to you in a week's time. Bye!